as promised, we are rounding out the starting lineup of the dream team of your macronutrients. And so those today, what I'm going to be talking about is the last two, the two most fluid players, alcohol and water. See what I did there? Alcohol, water, fluids. In any event, I said macros were what your body uses for fuel. We don't need alcohol. No, of course not to survive. You do not need alcohol, but alcohol is one of the most calorically dense substances, even though it's not looked at through the lens of a macronutrient. It is in fact very calorically dense, and it's readily available. And our bodies want to conserve energy as much as possible, right? We're wired to play the whole game, not play all out and, wear ourselves out in the first half and then our gas the second half, right? We're running a marathon, not a sprint. So when alcohol is in the game, it immediately takes precedence and everyone else gets sidelined because it's burned as fuel first. There's 7 calories per gram in alcohol. And so it has large amounts of bioavailable energy. If you remember, carbs and protein are 4 grams, fats are 9 grams. So it's almost as calorically dense as fat. And since it's a toxin, our bodies can't store it. It can store all the other energy. So everything else gets sidelined and our body starts burning that alcohol. And so moderate alcohol consumption it doesn't have an impact on your fat storage, but moderate alcohol consumption, I actually didn't even know this. I felt uninformed because alcohol or moderate alcohol consumption for men is 2 drinks and for women is 1. So glass of wine, you're a moderate drinker. How many of you say that when you go to your doctor? I mean, I'll tell on myself. And there are some health benefits associated with some spirits, that we've all heard about the resveratrol and red wine, etc. But moderate alcohol consumption and heavy alcohol consumption is a fine line, because if you're a woman and you have 2 drinks, that's heavy drinking. And for men, it's 3. And then you add another drink to that and you're considered a binge drinker, which has all kinds of comorbidity factors associated with not just heavy drinking, but certainly binge drinking. Increases the risk of obesity, visceral fat. I mean, we've all heard of the beer gut. We know that's true. And so since alcohol is burned so quickly and everything else gets sidelined, you're not burning your fat and impacts lipolysis negatively. And it takes kind of a sneaky route on how your body and influencing your body's storage of body fat. So research on frequent heavy drinking, again, 2 for women, 3 for men, 3 drinks, leads to fat sparing. And so fatty acid oxidation is literally suppressed. So the fats are being spared from being burned. And it also inhibits leptin. I don't know if I think I've talked about leptin and ghrelin. Those are your hunger hormones. Leptin says, hey, I'm full. Ghrelin says, hey, I'm hungry. And so it suppresses your satiety hormones. And so you keep thinking you're hungry and you keep eating. And then also lowers your inhibition on food choices. I mean, how many of us have found ourselves through a drive-through at odd hours? Can you say potato ole? So I'm not suggesting abstinence at all. And certainly there's a place and time for everything, but just to be aware, alcohol is one of the world's most powerful psychoactive drugs, but it's not thought of as a drug because you don't get it from a drug dealer. It's not prescribed by doctors. It's socially acceptable to consume in public. And so just to be cautious, use it with caution, and just to be aware if fat loss is your goal, you might want to cut back. And also what kind you drink, so you've got the alcohol at 7 calories per gram, but a vodka tonic and a vodka soda are 2 entirely different substances as far as their caloric makeup, right? There's a ton of sugar in a lot of the mixers. So just use discretion when you're choosing to imbibe, again, if fat loss is your goal. And then know your limits. most of us drastically underestimate the quantity that we're drinking. And so you get a glass of wine at a restaurant, and it doesn't look like the glass of wine I pour for myself at home, not even close. So eat, drink, be merry. If fat loss is your goal, just use in moderation and make sure that you get ample amounts of the fifth and final macronutrient, which is water. Wait, what? Water doesn't have calories? No, it does not have calories. So how can it give you energy? If you think it can't give you energy because it has no calories, that's just looking at metabolism through the lens of calories rather than what these substances do within our bodies, right? The water has a metabolic impact on glucagon, HGH, which is the human growth hormone. Those are both your two fat loss hormones. It triggers the release of our stored body fat, and it increases your metabolism through water-induced thermogenesis. And so there's been research that shows if you drink about 17 ounces of water, like within a 2-minute period, it will temporarily increase your metabolism by about 30%. So you can get a lot of bang for your buck chugging some water, especially between alcoholic beverages, with your metabolism. And water is so critical to not just weight loss, but to your overall health in general. We all know that we need to drink a lot of water, a lot more water. Your body uses pathways built on water to transmit hormones and neurotransmitters throughout your entire body. It's literally sending all of the messages, enabling the communication between all your cells, your tissues, your organs, everything. It is literally the most vital macronutrient that we consume. So some of the things water is responsible for, the maintenance of your DNA. It facilitates reactions in your mitochondria. That's your energy, right? Regulates your body temperature, makes the synovial fluid for your joints and your discs. It creates your lymph fluid. It builds fluids for your digestive tract, your secretions, saliva, so you can break down your food. And it also creates cerebrospinal fluid for our central nervous system. So it being one of the most vital nutrient. A fun fact, a lean man, 6 foot tall, has about sufficient fat stores to keep your body alive for about 60 days. If you're sedentary. So you couldn't necessarily go 60 days and do anything and not eat, but we have that capacity to go extended periods of time with no food. Our bodies can only survive for 3 days without water. So it's no wonder so many Americans are chronically hydrated. Oftentimes, when you think you're hungry, you're really just thirsty. And so when it comes to drinking water, you want to make sure that you're just cognizant about the chemicals that you can consume through tap water. So if you can, use a filter. We need some minerals too. So you don't want to be drinking distilled water. Spring water is probably one of the best. I know there's all these ionized, micronized, all these, fancy waters with electrolytes and everything. Some of them have calories, so we can be cognizant of that too. You can also add like fruits and vegetables to your water. I like to put lemon, lime, mint, strawberries in my Brita filter in my fridge, and tastes like spa water. You're at the spa. And it's really important to chug it first thing in the morning. You need water before coffee or anything. You think you need coffee. I think I need coffee. But in the morning is when we are the most dehydrated, is because we've slept all night, haven't consumed any water, and our body has been detoxifying, repairing itself, right? So we have all of this metabolic waste that needs to be flushed out. And so all that resting and repairing you did overnight. And so one of the things that actually I like to do in the mornings is I take about 2 ounces, it's like about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and I just use like the organic lemon juice I keep in my fridge, and put it in a shaker bottle. This one actually still has some in it, and fill it up with water. And then I put a few drops of stevia in and a little dash of cayenne if I'm feeling spicy, which I often am. And I use that to drink my to take my supplements and everything. And it just tastes like a really yummy lemonade, and it's really easy to get your water first thing in the morning. So at least 60 ounces to 30 ounces upon awakening, and it will help. The lemon juice also helps detox and with your alkaline balance. And so lastly, you also want to carry a water bottle with you at all time. I'm always with this. You guys probably always see me with this. You can get these in our swag store too. Shameless plug. And they're awesome. They're about, are they by 30 ounces, 20, something like that. There's a lot of water that they hold. And then you can know that you're getting enough water. How much is enough water? I get that question a lot. And I always say more than you're drinking. But the kind of a bare minimum at sea level and sedentary is half your body weight in ounces. And then you want to add about 16 ounces for every hour of exercise and about another 8 ounces for every 2,000 feet of elevation. So simple math, maybe not so simple because I wrote it down. If you're 180 pounds, you exercise for an hour, you live at 4,000 feet, that's 90 ounces for half your body weight. Add 16 ounces for the hour of exercise and another 16 ounces for 4,000 feet, and you're at 112 ounces you would need to drink. For reference, there's about 128 ounces, I think, in a gallon, 125, 130, somewhere in there. So there you have it. There's your macro dream team. The next time I'm on in 2 weeks, I'm going to be talking about sleep and your metabolism and how it impacts your metabolism and how you can optimize your sleep through your nutrition. It's really interesting. I wasn't sleeping for a while, and so I actually dove really deep into this, and it's really made a difference for me and my sleep. And so I'm really excited to bring that to you guys. And if you have questions or topics you want me to cover on supplements, nutrients like vitamin D, vitamin C, magnesium, calcium, intermittent fasting, any other series, please shoot them to me. I would love to work it in. We could talk for hours and hours on health and nutrition. So that's all I got today. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend.